And every one of you tuning in this morning to Good Morning Grenada, those of you joining us on the GBN Television Facebook page, the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, those of you on GBN channels 7, 11 and 20, and the loyal listeners of Classic 105.5, 105.9. Hopefully everybody had a restful night and you're ready to get Tuesday up and running. Hopefully you're in a good mood, a sprightly mood to do what you gotta do today, whether you're working from home or in the office. We gotta do what we gotta do on this blessed, terrific Tuesday. Good morning to all the folks joining us across the Caribbean: Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Antigua, Anguilla, Dominica, Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Bermuda, Guyana, Venezuela, St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, St. Bart's. Where am I missing? I'm missing a few places. Good morning, everybody. Let me send a special hug and kiss from a distance for Carrico and P.T. Martley. Good morning to the Sister Isles. I know there are a few of you logged on this morning. They tell me I don't hail them up as often. So good morning to all the folks on the Sister Isles. We are all one people, one blood, Grenadians. So thank you guys so much for joining us across the ocean and ensuring that you are logged on to your information center for anything, any information that you seek. The place to be is here, 105 and the GBN. Good morning to all our folks joining us internationally. United States, United Kingdom, Spain, Germany, Australia, Austria, Switzerland, Sweden, North Korea, South Korea, Japan, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Timbuktu, Nigeria, Botswana, Kenya. Where am I missing? Did I say China? Good morning, everybody. We are in tough times, but we'll get through this. Yes, we will get through this. With faith, we would definitely get through this. It has to get worse before it gets better. Don't worry, we'll overcome this. Like Laura Lisa is saying in the background, we shall overcome. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's get it started as usual here on Good Morning Grenada with the word of the day. And this morning's word of the day is schlep. Schlep. It's a word I like to say. Schlep. S-C-H-L-E-P. It's a verb which means to carry or to lug. Schlep. The slang term schlep, which means to lug or to carry, is used mostly in the United States. It is from the Yiddish verb which means to pull or to drag, and the derivative noun also mean one who schleps, appears slightly earlier than the verb. Schlepper entered English toward the end of the 19th century, and schlep appeared in the early 20th century. The word of the day, schlep. I like saying it, schlep. An example of the use of the word: after a bit of trial and error, you'll find car-free travel is a liberating choice. That should be carefree, you know, it's not me, eh? Typo. After a bit of trial and error, you'll find carefree travel is a liberating choice that forces you to schlep considerably less. Another example of the use of the word: she had drawn notice as the doctor who would help mechanics schlep gear, fetch coffee, and even massage the overworked massage therapists. The word of the day this morning, schlep. S-C-H-L-E-P, a verb which means to carry or to lug. Schlep. Ooh, I like saying it, schlep. And this morning, our thought for today is really a mantra for today. We are, like I said earlier, dealing with tough times. A lot of people I know are filled with anxiety. Some people are stressed. Some people are worried. But I'm going to say this mantra, and I want each and every one of you, all our viewers and listeners, to repeat after me. Please and thank you. I would appreciate it. It just might help make a difference to yourself and maybe people who you may encounter today. So everybody repeat after me. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be filled with loving kindness. Let's say it again. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be filled with loving kindness. So try and repeat that mantra as you go about today. May I be well, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be filled with loving kindness. Yes? Well, happy, healthy, loving kindness. Try and repeat that today. It's a time that we need to give ourselves a little pep talk every now and then, And we're going to start here. May I be well, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be filled with loving kindness. All right, today is the 24th. Let's see what's celebrated today. Today it is Diabetes Alert Day. Diabetes Alert Day. It is observed annually on the 4th Tuesday in March, and this one-day wake-up call informs members of the public about the seriousness of diabetes and encourages all to take the risk test and learn more about your family's history of the disease. So it's Diabetes Alert Day. This is one of the diseases that is killing a lot of people, including here in Grenada. So let's remember those of you who are afflicted by the disease and those of you who may know folks who are afflicted by diabetes. Today it is also Cheesesteak Day. Every March 24th pays tribute to one of the all-time classic sandwiches, the cheesecake. Much like national liberty itself, the cheesecake is elegant, necessary, pure, and was born in the United States. So it is Cheesecake Day. Cheesesteak Day. Yes, I only know the sweet too. Cheesesteak Day. And today it is also World Tuberculosis Day. World Tuberculosis Day was created by the World Health Organization to spread knowledge and awareness of tuberculosis, an infectious disease that kills millions every year. Tuberculosis is easily curable, but it can lie dormant and undetected for years, so it is important to spread awareness. The WHO chose March 24th as World Tuberculosis Day to commemorate the day Dr. Robert Koch discovered the disease and the bacteria responsible for the disease. So today is World Tuberculosis Day. Remember that today. All right, but just some notes. Please be aware that since the announcement of Grenada's first confirmed case of the coronavirus, COVID-19, a few changes have been taking place at businesses island-wide. Yesterday, a number of our supermarkets and pharmacies and other businesses as well have implemented staggered in-store customers. Oh gosh, I just phrased it there. They are taking bit by bit, serving a limited number of people at a time. Some have been serving 10, others have been doing 20 and 25. But my concern is the gathering outside of the buildings before we get inside. The idea is to limit the instance of having to cluster. So that way, if we have less people in the supermarket, then they'll be spread out in the different aisles, maybe one at a time in an aisle or so. However, when we're standing outside the door, everybody there in a crowd, kind of defeating the purpose. So let's be mindful that the idea is to limit or to encourage social distancing. The idea is to encourage social distancing inside the business place that you're trying to get to, and we should keep that in mind outside as well. So when you're standing outside waiting on your turn, remember 3 to 6 feet distance from everybody around you. Let's be mindful of that. I saw a few business places have spots on the ground for where each customer should stand outside before getting inside. So let's try and remember that as we go about this new dispensation. The National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA, has issued an advisory of change in operations there. There are changes in operations at some of our local banks and credit unions as well. So please be mindful of that. Those of you who need to get to these places, I suggest you make phone calls to verify 1, business hours, and 2, the change in operations. There are many taking place that I can't really highlight at the moment, but they include change in business hours. Some of them have changed from 8 to 4 to 9 to 3. Others are operating if you need to do certain things, you can do so on other platforms. So anything that you need to do, I suggest you make a phone call or 2 to verify the procedures, just in case you do not have to leave your current space, whether it's work or home, and you can do what you need to do from home. So double check before you leave home. I think that is all that I have to say. I've condensed it because it's a lot of information, but just be mindful that we're not in ordinary times, so everybody needs to pay attention to what is happening with anything that you need to do over the next few weeks and months. On that note, let's get ready for the news. Those of you on radio, we bring you the morning edition of news, and those of you on television, a highlight of last evening's newscast. This is Good Morning Grenada on Classic and the GBN. Keep it locked right here.
Good evening, this is News at 7. I'm Kenroy Batiste. Grenada was the last of 3 countries in the Caribbean without a confirmed case of COVID-19. But that was until results on Sunday put the nation on the list of countries battling the spread of the virus. Dominica, which also appreciated its COVID-free status, declared an official case mere hours after Grenada. Like most countries in the Caribbean region, the confirmed imported case of COVID-19 is linked to the United Kingdom. Cherry and Blackman Stephen reports.
Health officials confirmed on Sunday that Grenada has recorded its first case of COVID-19. The disclosure was made during an emergency news conference at the Ministry of Works just after midday. The test was carried out at the Trinidad-based Caribbean Public Health Agency, CAFA. Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Francis Martin made the announcement to the Grenadian people.
We were in our importation and isolation and community transmission phase for quite a while. We have now gotten our official imported case, and as such, we are in full gear for community transmission, or in other words, to avoid community transmission.
Health Minister Nicholas Steele gave further details about the travel history of the infected person.
The individual is a Grenadian by birth who lives in the UK and returned to Grenada from the UK. The flight is Virgin. That's the only flight from the UK on Monday. It's Virgin. We are in the process of, we have contacted individuals that are in the various seats close to, so we continue with that.
Dr. Martin confirmed to GBN that health officials have been engaged with contact tracing in Carriacou, where several people who were said to be on the same flight with the confirmed case in Grenada attended a wedding ceremony. The acting chief medical officer also confirmed that the COVID-19 patient attended a funeral in St. Patrick, and as such, contact tracing is also taking place in that area. According to Minister Steele, the woman who tested positive is exhibiting mild symptoms and is now in isolation to prevent the potential spread of the disease. Minister Steele says that overcoming COVID-19 challenges will only be accomplished if every Grenadian put aside their differences and work together. He said to succeed at this point, individuals cannot afford to make mistakes. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Francis Martin is pleading with Grenadians to practice social distancing and other preventive measures to combat the spread of COVID-19.
After weeks of urging members of the public to practice social distancing, that is, keeping at least 6 feet apart to lower the risk of spreading the coronavirus, health officials are appalled that some people are ignoring the warning to limit public gatherings. Social distancing is one of the established best practices in the fight against the community spread of COVID-19. Appearing on Monday's To The Point program, Acting Chief Medical Officer in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Francis Martin, says at this stage they are depending on the consciousness of the citizenry, but so far not everyone has been taking heed.
When I was leaving the ministry this morning, the epidemiologist called me with very, very deep concern because he's the one that's leading the surveillance team, and obviously he was very distressed because of what is going on. We're calling on Grenadians to do the right thing. We're calling on shopkeepers and bars and so on. If it means that you have to close or do what you have to do, let people buy and leave and not congregate, because if people are not willing to voluntarily avoid congregating, then we have been in discussion with the police. We're going to continue that discussion with the police, and the right decisive actions will be taken. There still are Grenadians who are congregating. There still are people who are having happy hours and funerals, and I do not understand why. it baffles me that in the face of what's going on around the world and in Europe, that people are of such that they see no problems with congregating like this.
Despite calls from Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell to suspend all social and religious gatherings, including church events, CMO Mitchell notes that there are organizations holding services.
I said this morning, one of this country, I think it was either Northern Italy or South Korea, I don't remember which one. It was a church organization that had the first outbreak, and we must remember that. Churches is a very, very easy place for outbreak to take place, and we really expect our churchgoers and our Christian community to pay heed, because I think the Lord is going to hold them responsible if they do the irresponsible thing and cause an outbreak.
On Sunday, Minister of Health Nicholas Steele announced the first confirmed case of COVID-19 in Grenada. In that light, members of the public, he says, can now be held accountable for failing to adhere to the social distancing protocol.
As a result of us finding our first case in Grenada, it does give the sanitary authority, the Minister of Health and the CMO, Chief Medical Officer, and Dr. George Mitchell additional powers and strength, which we intend to exercise to the fullest wherever necessary in order to protect our citizens of Grenada.
Blossom Alexis-Welsh, GBN News.
Prime Minister and Finance Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell on Friday delivered a national address outlining a number of measures to be implemented by government for the state of Grenada amid the COVID-19 pandemic affecting countries throughout the world. We get more in this report.
The impact of COVID-19 has begun to surface in the state of Grenada. The tourism industry has taken a hit, as well as other small businesses and self-employed people. In an effort to minimize the negative impact of COVID-19, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Dr. Keith Mitchell last Friday rolled out a series of measures to cushion the impact for 3 months, April through to June 2020 in the first instance.
1. Work tirelessly to avoid staff layoffs and the loss of livelihood in the tourism sector by providing $20 million worth of payroll support to the hoteliers, restaurants, bars, small travel agents, and income support to public buses, taxi drivers, tourist vendors, and other such identified hospitality-based businesses. 2. Adjust the small hoteliers facility at the Grenada Development Bank to support all hoteliers by injecting an additional $7 million to this facility. 3. Work with the NIS, that's a National Insurance Scheme, to provide unemployment benefit support due to the fallout of this pandemic, initially estimated at $10 million. 4. Suspend the 2% increase in NIS payments for this period. 5. Encourage the trade union movement to work with the business community to support the use of vacation leave as a first option in the event of the businesses having skeleton staff. 6. Expand the public sector investment programs in an effort to boost employment at the community level.
Other measures government outlined focused on the business community.
7. Suspend the monthly advance payment on corporate income tax for the period. 8. Suspend installment payments on the annual stamp tax for that period, and that is a 3-month period in question. 9. Expand the small business soft lending facility at the Grenada Development Bank by additional $5 million.
With some businesses trying to cash in through price gouging, government said that it will place on the price control list certain cleaning items to prevent price gouging at this time. This will include, but is not limited to, hand sanitizers, bleach, hydrogen peroxide and hand soap. Government is also committed to ensuring that the cost of electricity will be reduced by 30% for the months of March, April and May in the first instance to all consumers. However, this will not apply to a few companies that have special concessionary arrangements. Prime Minister Mitchell said that financial institutions have also agreed in principle to provide a moratorium on principal and interest payments to their clients on condition for the 3-month period in question in the first instance. He said the measures outlined are intended to be preliminary as we continue to work toward longer-term actions as this crisis unfolds. Government says it's also giving consideration to the support for farmers and fish exporters who have recently been affected as a result of international travel restrictions. Tony Julian, GBN News.
News at 7. The Maurice Bishop International Airport closed 1 day earlier, as previously announced, to all commercial traffic, with few exceptions, until further notice. The closure was moved forward after Grenada confirmed its first imported case of COVID-19.
Behind me is a view of the runway of the Maurice Bishop International Airport, where little to no activities is happening. On Sunday, an official release announced that the main port of entry will be closed to all commercial passenger flight as of 11:59 p.m. last night. This came to play as government announced its first COVID-19 case over the weekend. Now, while the airport authority will not be accepting any flights with passengers coming to Grenada, Virgin Atlantic and British Airways are expected to come to the island empty, with the hope of carrying passengers or visitors on island to take them to their various countries. This was announced by Chief Medical Officer Dr. Francis Martin, who was a guest at GBN's To The Point radio program this morning.
Rena Pear reporting there. Now, political leader of the National Democratic Congress, Franca Bernardine, is advising Grenadians to remain calm and continue to take preventive measures against the spread of COVID-19. In a recent address on Facebook, Mrs. Bernardine, a former education minister, had some encouraging words for students enjoying an unplanned vacation.
I encourage students to use these 2 weeks of school to continue to revise your schoolwork and to use the available technologies to connect with your teachers and friends and study together. Your second term is too critical to miss out on any information.
Well, the NDC leader suggested a number of measures government needs to implement to cushion the economic impact of COVID-19.
1. Tax breaks. 2. Replacement of income packages, as was done with Hurricane Ivan by NIS. 3. The engagement with the financial sector for temporary waiver of mortgage payments. 4. Cancellation of selected fees for affected persons. 5. VAT reduction on certain health and medical items, etc. These are just some of the areas that can be looked at.
Shut the entire country down. The suggestion coming from one bus owner and operator, now that the country is faced with the harsh reality of the presence of COVID-19. Social distancing is one of the precautionary measures recommended as a means of protecting oneself from contracting the virus. On Monday, GBN observed the trend on passenger buses in the capital. The rest in this report.
With public transportation being one of the most reliable forms of commute for the average working Grenadian, people are even more concerned about their health and safety. However, with that said, passenger buses appear to be loading with the usual amount of customers. Bus drivers had different perspectives on the current situation. Speaking amid fears of the spread of the coronavirus, one bus operator is suggesting that the country should go on a standstill, except for businesses providing essential services.
Very concerned about the situation, and I believe my advice is to shut down the whole system for about 2 weeks and let people stay inside. I think this thing is more dangerous than we ever thought. And people are frightened. So, because even if you speak to the passengers in the bus and they're not comfortable, you don't know when somebody's going to sneeze, you don't know whether they have it or not. They might cough, they might sneeze, and it creates fear.
Another driver noticed the decline in the number of passengers since the shutdown of schools and the announcement of COVID-19. He too is trying to accommodate social distancing.
This morning I only get 8 people to come down, just that. And sometimes I normally get 18 persons to travel every day, but these days the route since then it fall way down. Looking at still 3 in a seat, we looking at to carry 3 people in one seat. We do a lot of sanitization, and my bus is the open windows because I have the one called the old school, so my bus have a lot of breeze, not like the one that close up. Yeah.
As people are asked to practice proper hygiene, one elderly woman had this particular concern, which she believes should be looked into.
Some of the busman and the bus conductor, watch how they just stress on the bus. You see all the boxes, you see everything quite down here, and it don't looking decent. All that is germs, and they put gloves in their hand, and they still have to hold the money. They still have to hold the money. They don't taking all the gloves when they hold the money. They still coming and they holding things. This kind of fish really watch out there, miss. You don't go and some of them don't even smelling good.
Hello again. Students from as low as grade 2 to Form 3 participated in GBN's homeschool program, which began on Monday. Christina John has been speaking with marketing supervisor here at GBN, Janelle McDonald, after the first hosting on Monday.
The Grenada Broadcasting Network has successfully executed its first homeschool program. That's according to Marketing Supervisor Janelle McDonald. The program, which caters for both primary and secondary school students, is hosted by qualified professionals in the field. The platform is both interactive and innovative and fills the gap left by the early closure of school in light of the outbreak of COVID-19. McDonald explains that since teachers are challenged in reaching some students with assignments, this platform was created to engage them.
The intent of the program is to touch on the 4 pillar subjects in the schools. And we're looking at the math, the English, the science, and the civics. Today, we stayed with math only. But from tomorrow, we'll be doing English and some civics. But the math, some people I know find math to be very challenging. But the teachers, they were very interactive. They used different techniques in their presentation. Again, kudos to our teachers, Nivian Cox and Mr. Glenn Alexander, for being so creative that I'm sure even the parents were engaged and following along, because we saw quite a few adults as well sending us responses via Facebook and WhatsApp.
McDonald provides feedback following day 1 of the GBN homeschool program.
It's an exciting, very, very exciting first program. The feedback and the people we were trying to reach, which are the primary school students, I think we reached them, and we saw that through the participation. We had almost every parish participating and answering questions via our WhatsApp platform. So the feedback, excellent for today, and we're really thankful for the response because we know we are reaching the students, which is what we wanted to do.
The mid-morning program will be aired Mondays to Fridays between the hours 10 a.m. to 12 noon for 2 weeks in the first instance. Christina John, GBN News.
So wonderful. Now, help from Cuba is here.
5 Cuban nurses arrived in Grenada on Sunday and were welcomed by officials from the ministry. Minister for Health Nicholas Steele announced at a special press briefing that the nurses have already met with staff members of the General Hospital and is ready to start work as of today.
That a contingent of Cuban medical personnel arrived in Grenada last night. Are resting at a hotel. They already visited the hospital and met with the staff there. and are ready to begin when necessary, assisting us as of first thing Monday morning throughout the communities or at the General Hospital with our response to COVID-19.
According to the minister, the nurses specialize in accident and emergency care and will be a great asset to the health sector. The nurses will be placed in areas where they are needed, which may include the Sister Isle. Meanwhile, speaking on today's To The Point program, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Francis Martin added that the Mount Royal Hospital in Carriacou is prepared to handle emergency situations. Speaking on the current pandemic, he said the facility is also prepared to handle cases of COVID-19 if there is need to.
The protocol for checking, the port regulations, the health declaration at the ports. Thankfully, the ports are closed, but the health declaration is the same. Checking temperatures. The doctor is there to, examine patient, take a history, and so on. The only difference in Carriacou is we've been very clear with Dr. Davis up there. We know that if anyone with the COVID virus gets sick enough that require hospitalization, these people most likely might require mechanical ventilation, because that is what the science has shown us so far. But the people don't just develop the need for mechanical ventilation overnight. It takes a while. So the recommendation is, if anyone gets sick enough to be hospitalized, transfer them to the mainland immediately, so that you don't wait until they have the need for mechanical ventilation. And that's the idea, that's the protocol for Carriacou so far.
For GBN News, I am Rina Pear reporting.
Well, police are currently conducting an investigation into an alleged homicide which occurred on Sunday afternoon at Lamode in St. George. According to the official police report, the deceased is identified as 47-year-old Troy Dragon, who was stabbed to death by his nephew, Kenson Simon, and he succumbed to injuries sustained during the altercation. The two allegedly were involved in an argument on the roadside, which led to a bloody confrontation. According to a well-placed source, during the incident, Dragon reportedly struck Simon, a 40-year-old carpenter by profession, in his head with a bottle. Simon retaliated and stabbed his uncle twice with a knife in the area of the upper left side of his shoulder. The deceased also received an injury to his left thumb. The source, who spoke on condition that he was not named, said that both men were taken to the St. George's General Hospital in separate vehicles to receive treatment for their injuries. However, Dragon was pronounced dead at the General Hospital at around 6 p.m. Police have detained Simon for questioning in connection with the incident. One man is in police custody assisting with investigations into the seizure of 268 pounds of compressed cannabis. The drugs, worth an estimated street value of $607,820, were confiscated on Monday. The seizure occurred just after 4 a.m. at Big Bay Telescope St. Andrew during a joint operation by officers attached to the Drug Squad and Rapid Response Unit. All right, time now for this evening's GBN ISAW compliments Clear Vision Eye Center.
Tonight's ISAW features an art display of a collage in the gazebo at the Botanical Gardens in Tantine, St. George. The art piece, entitled Caribbean Princess by the artist Ramona Prasad, represents the power of the Black woman. You can send in your photo and video submissions via our social media platforms.
While COVID-19 continues to plague the world, one Grenadian is excited to have a nutmeg-shaped Grenadian pavilion featured at Expo 2020 Dubai. The recent graduate, Curlin, Ariel, and Frank, is fearful, however, that the showcasing of her masterpiece may be affected by this global pandemic. Akeisha Felix reports.
First Grenadian to walk across the graduating stage of the Morocco National School of Architecture, Curlin, Ariel, and Frank also graduated with honors. Last year, Frank's nutmeg-shaped pavilion won a creative design contest, giving it the opportunity to be featured at the Expo 2020 Dubai. She is fearful, however, that the showcasing of her masterpiece may be compromised due to the outbreak of the deadly coronavirus.
As with most places in the world, right now in Morocco, we're on self-quarantine, so everyone is required to stay home. Not only that, but we have the military that is also patrolling the streets, so you really have to stay inside. In fact, even if you have to go out, you have to get a permission slip from your local justice of the peace to be able to go out. So it's with all of the things that are happening right now, of course, it's only natural that I'm fearful that it's going to impact not what's happening right now, but also all the plans that we've had for the future. And in this regards, the World 2020 Expo, because so much work has been put into it and so much effort has been done. But as you know, our health is our main priority. So yes, I am indeed fearful that it would be affected by this outbreak.
According to Frank, the nutmeg-shaped Grenadian pavilion has gotten raving reviews from the organizers of the contest in which she won. She is also elated to have her work featured.
Okay, so the design that I submitted a few months back, it was selected to be the pavilion design that Grenada is going to be used for the first time ever, as she's going to have her own stand in the World 2020 Expo. And not only that, but recently my design, it was featured in an article published by the organizers of the competition, and pretty much commenting on the design of it and how innovative it was and how well it responded to all the criteria. So to me, this was double joy and double honor, because first, not only was my design selected, but also the organizers thought that it was really apt to the theme and everything. So they had it featured in a magazine. Now, I was contacted by Miss Hindal Bloom. She's one responsible for all the designs that we have done. And she asked me for some quotes and she asked me a few questions, and she told me that my design was going to be featured. So again, it was double the joy, double the elation.
Meanwhile, Director General of the Expo 2020 Dubai, Reem Al-Hashimi, issued a release confirming that international participants for Expo 2020 Dubai remain steadfast in their commitment to the event, despite the many challenges faced now by the global pandemic. Joseph McKee-Smith, GBN News.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
It's detox time again at Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. The festive season is over, so let's start 2020 looking and feeling like a boss with our many body cleansing options. Purchase detox products as low as $50. Purchase detox combo packs as low as $100. Receive 10% off on all in-house colonic irrigation treatment. Take control of your health now. Don't delay. Call us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. We are located in Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. These offers are valid from January to March or while stocks last. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. Detox your way to health.
Why not stay in? turn off the alarm clock, and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Whenever we're faced with difficulties, we find comfort in those we know and trust. This is especially true when a loved one has died.
Welcome to Otway Bailey Funeral Home.
For over 100 years, Otway Bailey Funeral Home has helped families celebrate the lives of their loved ones with compassion and dignity. Our affordability, attention to detail, warm and caring staff has contributed us being the funeral home of choice for official and state funerals. We treat you as we would treat our own family. All of our services are designed to help you get through one of the most personal and challenging stages of life, whether it's planning a funeral, joining our burial society, or pre-arrangements. You can be assured of the Otway Bailey commitment to consistently provide the most caring and professional service possible with the best options and price. So call us 440-2558 or visit our website otwaybaileyfuneralhome.org.
At Otway Bailey, we offer the perfect tribute any family can afford.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
Coughs and sneezes spread diseases. So cover coughs and sneezes, please. Not with a rag or bandana. They trap germs. When you use the rag again, you put germs on your hands and everything else you touch. When you cough or sneeze, cover your mouth and nose with tissue. Throw the tissue in a bin and wash your hands afterwards. If you don't have a tissue, cough into your sleeve or elbow. Alcohol-based hand sanitizers are also effective in cleaning hands.
Wait to see my granddaughter.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada, 20 minutes after 7. Those of you just joining us, happy to have you out of bed. Good morning to all the students that are home. Before we get into this morning's topic of the day, a reminder that GBN is offering a platform for our students so that they can continue learning right here on channel 7, 11 or 20. It's called the Homeschool Program. It begins at 10 a.m. 10? Janelle, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it starts at 10 a.m. and it deals with different subjects for our students so they can keep engaged and keep their minds sharp. So there's no need to change the channel. This is where you need to be. All right, let's get into this morning's topic of the day. Everywhere right now is filled with news of coronavirus, COVID-19, and sometimes personally I need a little something to quote unquote distract me, to maybe change my thought process so I won't feel as heavy with the news that is coming in on a, not even daily, an hourly basis. So this morning, let's change our thoughts for the moment and think of something outside of COVID-19. The topic of the day this morning: what do you miss most about your childhood? What do you miss most about your childhood? That's the topic of the day. 435-2041. Call us and share with us, what do you miss most about your childhood? And I'm not just talking to the quote-unquote senior citizens, the elder young people among us. We too, us middle-aged. I wonder if I'm middle-aged? No, man, I'm young. Joke. I'm a young person. Us young people. There are things we miss about our childhood. I kind of miss school days, you know. What do you miss about your childhood? 435-2041. That's the number to call this morning and share with us. You can also share what you miss on the GBN Television Facebook page. You can do so on the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel as well. Or you can call us 435-2041. What do you miss about your childhood? I miss school days. When you're in school, you're always thinking, I can't wait to leave school now. I'm tired, get up in the morning and come to school and put on the shirt and the tie and the skirt. And then you leave school and then you get into adulting, adult life, and you want to go back. Yes, I miss it. I miss school. School days were nice days. We used to have some good fun in school days. Good morning to all the students of SJC class of 2001. Jeez, 2001. Good morning, everybody. Convent days were some good days. Good morning to my primary school as well. St. George's Anglican School, junior and senior. Good morning, Mr. DeGale. Good morning to Miss Braffett. She was my principal in downstairs, as we used to call it. Good morning to Mrs. Antoine. She was my principal upstairs. School days were good days. School days were good days. What do you miss most about your childhood? Let's share. Good morning.
Good morning. Most I miss about my childhood.
What you miss most?
The opportunity to play more. The opportunity to play more.
So you're not playing now?
Not too much.
Don't worry. Go outside and play more.
I'm going to try and play if I can make success.
Yes, you do that. Try that. Have a good one.
You too.
The opportunity to play more, which is true. Back in the days, you didn't have a care in the world. You do a little homework and you run outside in your vest and your tights and you're playing cricket in the road. Not now, no, goodness gracious. Do people still play cricket in the road? Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
What do you miss most about your childhood?
Not paying any bills, not having any worries. Just going to the garden and eat whatever fruit you want, jump up and down, come home, eat, and the freedom. Now you're adult, you have to worry about bills and this and that and the other. It's too much, man. I want to go back there, I wish.
I know the feeling. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I know the feeling. You didn't have bills to worry about. Right now is Monday, and instead of just relaxing, we're thinking about which bills getting paid first, and then we planning the route. Okay, I'm going to play Grand Lake, then come across by Nawasa, then go. That is all that's been going on in the brains when you're trying to relax. Loss. Oh no, we miss the childhood. What do you miss most about your childhood? Good morning.
Hi, well, Blossy, what I really miss of my childhood is the camaraderie among all the students in my time and the love of the teachers. You know, I tell you, it's amazing the type of teachers that we had in those days. Well, we have good teachers now, I know, but that kind of seniority like Miss Sylvester, teacher Jean Hagley, Rita Francis, all this type of people. Daniel Sylvester being my headmaster, and the love of bringing little crops from home, like, the fruits and different things that we made at home, and the love of mommy and daddy preparing me or us, the children, for school, and even your friendship, your sister Anne-Marie and Adeline and all of them, was one love in St. David's RC there. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. And look at that student, you see? Every time you think people don't know you, they know relatives. You hear you calling out my aunt's names and telling me about the youths. Yes, I know what you mean about the authoritative figures of our teachers. Back in the days when you see a teacher, you feel like you need to stand at attention. These days, teachers sometimes tend to be a little bit more friendly. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's wrong, and I'm not crying on the teachers in any way. I'm just saying, these days, teachers are a little bit more friendly. Back in the days, when you see them, you want to salute, innit? Miss Antoine, Miss Teddy Gale. Yeah, good morning. What do you miss most about your childhood? Good morning.
Hi, good morning. What I miss mostly about school days, I miss my best friends. I miss my little circle. We had all sorts of names. The Indian crew, because we straightened part of our hair because we were not allowed to. We ate lunch. Everybody shared a piece from this one, a piece from that one. I miss the freedom. I miss twirling my skirt around because my entire primary school days I was in a kimono, so my skirt was everything for me. It was beautiful.
Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome. Bye.
I like how she said, it was beautiful. I could just see her going through the memories. Thank you so much for sharing. What do you miss most about your childhood? Let me check the WhatsApp. Somebody says, less responsibilities. Yeah, we were more carefree. Sneak a little homework and then run outside. Playing moral. Do people still play moral and hopscotch? Oh, my cousin used to beat us up in moral. Is a he, Toasty. A.K.A. Anderson Alexis. Toasty is the eldest of my grandmother's grandchildren, and he used to take advantage. We used to play moral on the step, and he used to watch us and shake his head and always going last. And when he going last, not a person getting a game afterwards. Toasty just cleaning up all the boxes in the moral. And he used to have, that was fun days. Oh, childhood days. Look at me reflecting on childhood days. Jeez. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Not too bad.
What do you miss most about your childhood?
Well, I miss most about the school days because I school in Carriacou. And in those days when we going to school and when break time, we out in the yard playing moral, the teachers turning the rope for us, we skipping, we hitting one another with ball, running right around the school, having good fun. I miss all that.
I know the feeling. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
And after having all that fun in school and you go home and mommy bang, you smell a sweat or you smell it outside. And all you're thinking to yourself, I had fun in the process. Oh, those were the good days. Morning, mother. Somebody says, I miss not having to pay bills. Girl, 3/4 of your bill, your paycheck going in bills. The next quarter going in food. The will to be free of everything. Mommy had to take care of everything. Your clothes, the house, your lunch, dinner. Yes, now you had to do everything. And this cooking thing. Before you used to just get breakfast and dinner. Now you have to cook breakfast and dinner. The struggle is real. Somebody says, the friendships that were built and life just seemed to fade away during the years, but most so my classmate, friend and brother Kevin Marriott. May his soul rest in peace. Aww. I'm sorry I raised that sad memory for you of losing your best friend. Don't worry, he's in a better place. And all will be well. All will be well. Topic of the day this morning, what do you miss most about your childhood? Somebody says, I miss primary school days. Freedom to play and go below people's fruit trees without repercussions. Always some kind of fruit. Yes, back in the days, you just pick somebody mango off the tree. These days, it's pretty larceny. It's not as fun as it used to be. I know the feeling. You can't just go and pick pretty larceny right in the dance. Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fine.
What do you miss most about your childhood?
What I miss most is the...
Sorry, could you just turn on the volume on your TV or the radio? I think it's the TV.
Sure. What I miss most is the childhood games and the fact of after school, you go to the shop and buy a thing we used to call block. You know the ice trays that you use now? They used to make Kool-Aid and put in it, and they used to sell it as a block. They used to call it block. And you used to buy a block and a buns, a hard cake, and that used to be fun.
And that was mass.
And now it's not. Children don't even know about buying block any longer.
True.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, right now what we buy is
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, they call it the one in the plastic bag.
Pinnacle and Snow Ice.
Pinnacle and Snow Ice.
They still sell Snow Ice? I see Pinnacle, but they still sell Snow Ice?
Yes, they still sell Snow Ice. There's a certain lady who has a special Snow Ice that they sell. You know that Snow Ice?
Yes, I know the Snow Ice and I know the voice too.
Bye-bye.
Have a blessed day. Yes, I know the Snow Ice. Let's say it together. Custard Snow Ice. Oh, gosh. No, Mama, stand the water for the Snow Ice. Long time I buy the Snow Ice and look for me today. I'll come in and buy Snow Ice. Let's go back by the phone. Mommy, you should know who I just speak to, ain't it? Back by the phone lines. Good morning.
Greetings, Blossom.
Good morning.
Well, my school days was beautiful, having to play with a lot of kids and run around. You know, but what I miss most is knowing that when you reach home, Mommy is there for you. And when you get up in the morning, Mommy is there for you. You know what I'm saying? I think this is what I miss most of all. Because when your head hurts you, when you bump your toe, Mommy, you know what I say? And I think that was the best part for me. Give thanks for there.
Thank you. Miss the mommy days. Going to mommy for any and everything. I know the feeling. I confess, I don't miss those days because I still have those days. I still have the days of running to mommy. I confess. I'm a mommy's girl, I confess. Confession is good for the soul. What do you miss most about your childhood? Topic of the day. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm sorry I'm about to ask for something that is not the topic of discussion.
Okay.
We are supposed to be being very careful about going out, getting on a bus, and doing all sorts of other things. Could I ask that or make a suggestion that our nursing staff stop walking about the streets and going in and out the hospital and sitting with other people in their uniforms?
Okay.
They are carrying germs just the same as the rest of us in our ordinary clothes. And the patients inside the hospital are at greater risk.
Agreed. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Just yesterday in our discussions with the acting chief medical officer in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Francis Martin, he highlighted that nurses have been asked to, and some of them do exercise that discretion, to change their clothes going into and leaving the hospital. One, you may be carrying the germs into the facility, as well as you may be carrying germs and pathogens out of the facility. I know there are a number of nurses who do that. There are others who do not adhere to that. I guess it's something that they should definitely look into and possibly make into law, so that the nurses would be able to, or would be forced to adhere to that policy/suggestion. All right, let's get back into this morning's topic of the day. What do you miss most about your childhood? Good morning.
Good morning, Blossom. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Dr. Petty, I'm okay.
All is well?
Yes, for the time.
Nice. What do you miss most about your childhood?
There's a lot of things I missed in school time. I started in Caracou, and we had real fun. I miss when lunchtime, we just praying for lunchtime to reach, to go and eat your biscuit. Remember they used to have some sweet biscuit like Cricks before?
Which one?
The sweet one. It's like Cricks, but it's a sweet one.
I can't picture it now.
You remember it? You're probably too young for that.
Maybe.
It's like Cricks biscuit, but it's a sweet biscuit. They used to give us with milk at 12 o'clock reach. We'll go into the dining room and you'll pay penny 2 cents for your breakfast. And everybody will just think about lunchtime. So we'll just go in the kitchen and make 2 rounds and so on. And I also miss, we had a big cemetery tree close to the school in Dover. And we used to go there and just, do a lot of, as kids, we just picking up cemetery one another and so on. So it was a lot of fun and a lot of cricket, We like to play with the compo. That's a hardball cricket. So as the lunchtime comes, we'll go on the field and play cricket. We really used to have some real fun. And the next thing is to go to school with the dog muscles. You remember the dog muscles? You know what about dog muscles and SIBO? And as kids, sometimes you'll cry. You don't want to put it on.
And look, you're now missing it.
Yeah, but that's it. That came back to style.
Yeah, understand? Thank you so much.
We used to have real fun.
I realize. Thank you. A lot of things that we didn't like in childhood days, we want them back now, innit? Facebook, let's see, a commenter says, not playing in the rain, bathing in the sea before and during holidays, sitting on the steps and sucking mangoes and oranges. Oh yes, Mr. Sylvia, or Miss Sylvia and Miss Charles from the St. Mark's RC School. Good morning. Nice to be back in Toronto this morning, although I'm home self-quarantine. Good morning, Peter. Stay safe and stay inside. Canada has some cases, eh? Take care. Let me go back by the WhatsApp. Somebody says, good morning, going on holiday, school on holiday, and going and play in the river. River days. I miss the innocence of being a child, the love, togetherness, carefree way of playing with friends and siblings despite their color or creed. Children still do that, Children are the easiest set of people to make friends. Once you're possibly the same height, they're just playing. That they still do that, which is nice to see. What I miss about my childhood days is watching you on TV acting like Olivia. Oh, jeez. When Bob said, Olivia, go and wash the clothes, and he started to cry. Oh, goodness. I should have read that comment before reading it out loud. People still remember me being Olivia in that drama, The Boca family. Boca and Johnson family of Rivero. Leave me alone, please. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Blossom.
How are you?
Pretty good, yes. Certainly school days, I went to St. Giles, and remember that back then we had a principal by the name of H.A. Joseph. Man, you can't forget those days. And just over 2 weeks ago, I went to a funeral of one of my schoolmates, and that was really sad because they live close to the school. And when, like one of the callers was saying earlier, when lunchtime, we ran across to go to a little pasture we had in the back they called Depot. And that was great days. And then at SAS on Mr. Cresswell O.R. Julian, those were days, man. Those were days. As a matter of fact, the class of 75, 76 we've been planning a get-together, but now it seems that the COVID is going to push us off. But we're looking to get together. Have a good day now. Bye.
Thank you so much. Don't let it dampen the spirits. I know it's not normal times because of COVID, but just reschedule. Don't cancel it altogether. Reschedule. It's always good to catch up with your old classmates and friends and see how far everybody have developed over the past few years. Let me go back by the WhatsApp and see what's bubbling. Missed most childhood days when we pass on the people's fruit trees and playing games with neighbors. As a 60-year-old now, I miss the jumping and prancing, playing rounders and dodgeball. Sometimes these games were my break and lunch, but I enjoyed my school days. It's good to have the memories. If we can't do them physically, it's good to have the memories to keep us occupied and keep us busy and happy. Somebody says, I think he's talking about the vanilla biscuit or the sweet biscuit that the gentleman was talking about in the blue packet. They still have that biscuit around, the vanilla biscuit, if we're talking about the same one. Yeah. It's not as sweet as other sweet biscuit, as they call it. What I miss most is Miss Passy Chip Chip and the spelling bee every Friday. Also coconut and wet sugar. Never Vex by joining your two little fingers. Yeah, Never Vex used to create some enemies. Never Vex, they used to do your things and you can't get vexed. We had one called, what was it, left hand. Anything that you have in your left hand, the person who you're playing with can take it and you can't see nothing. Left hand. Whether it's food or a pen or a pencil, left hand. Let me see. My favorite times in Shaper was going to get plums and mangoes. Only when it's mango season, goodness. I'm in the mood. In my days, we were carefree and respectful, and we took our time to grow up. Ooh, that's another point. Taking your time to grow up. These days, children are Mrs. Children and Mr. Children. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Okay, lost your chance. No sticking and staying. What do you miss most about your childhood? Having a big... Hold on. Wait, no. I'm missing something. Cricket in the Road in Lamode by Scarlet Disco. Ooh! And dodging loads of ripe mangoes. Guru and Mammy support down from Chantilly Hill. And having a big mango party with all them children in Bottom Lamode. This is a Lamode resident. I used to be playing cricket in the road in Lamode too, down by the disco. With the neighbors and the neighbors' children. Good morning, Damien and Junior and Tolong. Yes. Good days in it. Oh, playing cricket in the road. Wait now, I had a nice childhood in Truth Boy. Jeez, good morning.
Good morning to you, sister.
How are you?
Oh, Nanny, so definitely.
What do you miss most about your childhood?
Oh, my childhood school days. It was very, very, very nice and pleasing. My adopted mother taught me when I get up in the morning to say my prayers. After I say my prayers, I go outside. I go and get seeded for the animals. After again, when we school, we play a lot. We had reading competition every hour around 11 o'clock. We go outside and from the class and reading competition. We even have on the river, in the river, on the bank. I love that because I used to.
Oh, thank you so much. We're having trouble hearing you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. You too. I pick up some of what she was saying. Her brother taught her when she wake up in the morning to pray, and she misses that. She remembers that, and she remembers a lot of things about her childhood, things that they used to do, go down by the river, and so on and so forth. I picked up on it too, although you're having a little trouble hearing what you're saying. The topic of the day, it is 17 and a half minutes to 8. Topic of the day, what do you miss most about your childhood? Let me see. What's on the WhatsApp? I miss going and pick cocoa, sucking the seed and putting it back in the bucket. That's wickedness, man. Nah, man. I miss, where is it? I miss washing the clothes in the river and going fishing afterwards. I miss standing in the line waiting for hot Revo milk, getting mouthwash and sitting in the shed having lunch with friends and plaiting and rolling in the grass in primary school. Good morning.
Good morning, Blossom.
How are you?
Not too bad.
What do you miss most about your childhood?
Playing round-up and drinking water when it's moonlight. You have to go and drink water when it's moonlight and outside bright. Yes, so you play round-up. You drawing the hand thing in the road and you're skipping round-up. Yeah, I miss that. But the drinking of the water when it's moonlight.
What's so special about drinking water in moonlight?
Well, that time you look a boyfriend, so every ton of bucket of water you bring, you go see him by the pipe. You wait in there. Just to chat, not to do nothing bad. Yes, serious.
I understand. I understand.
That was good, that was nice. So you want to drink water all night, everybody. You understand? Have a blessed day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
the innocent days of boyfriend and girlfriend. Jogging in water just to see him. I like it. Innocent days. Yep, I like it. Oh, great. Let me go back by the WhatsApp. Good morning. I miss playing Chinese skip. I was a boss, having fun in Tantine Swing and going to the zoo. That's right. There was a zoo where the ministerial complex currently is. Thanks for that memory. In my days, I used to eat Miss Mary popcorn and Kakajack. We like to play Bobo and hide and seek. Bow through the bush. And when we graduate, we used to pick sticks from the trees and try to shape it like guns and kill us dead. We in ting playing Bobo in the bush. Child, days were good days. Good morning. I miss riding on Mark board bus going to SAS from Munich and also visiting my parents in Trinidad for the August holidays. Not forgetting bathing in Annandale waterfall. That's not childhood memory, man. You could go and do that, And nah, man, go and do that, Good morning.
Morning, Blossom.
How are you?
Not too bad. How you doing?
I'm not too bad myself.
You're talking about childhood days.
What do you miss most?
Well, I miss going to school. When I was 83 now, but in my days, when we go to school, I used to go to Mother Rose School. And there was this lady on the bottom of the street every day. She come and sell ice cream. You get it? Hape me. We call it hape me, Hape me ice cream in a cup. She give you your ice cream, buy your ice cream in the cups. And when you see the time come that for 24th May, all the schools join together. We march down from the school to go to the market square, and we reach there, we gather together, and we sing, and they play the music, police band, they play the music. Oh, that was beautiful days. Everybody want to go to 24th May. This thing marching from the school, different class, different school from all over Grenada. They come and they assemble in the market, and they sing these songs. So now we don't do these things again. They know nobody about that, having 24th May marching and singing songs and so in the school. And my teachers was beautiful teachers. They teach me how to know to do things and what to do right. My teacher used to ring my ears to Lord, ring it. I said, Lord, teacher, no sorry, teacher. Teacher was nice, and so I'll go with my teacher, spend weekend with them, and I go back home and say, Mama, I want to go and spend a weekend with my teacher. They send me. They were very nice. I had a teacher named Teacher Polita. She was from the Carina. She was a very nice big teacher. In my school days, there were school days. When we don't want to go to school and the rain falling, we go and stand up in the rain and get wet. We go back home, Mom, my clothes wet. We don't go to school. So our school days was very nice and beautiful and simple, and we love one another, and we go with as children of God. We go with love. But nowadays, the children go to school, they go to school to bully and fight. We don't used to do that in our school. We play with one another, and we love one another, we cherish one another. And when we bring something to eat, we share it with one another. Blossom, have a blessed day.
Thank you very much. You stand up in the rain and get wet. I think Mommy gave me that story too, Everybody think is you alone doing something. Other people doing it. Let me see what else is on the WhatsApp. What I miss most about my childhood days is after school river, like then lost one side of your kegs, aka gym boots, then go home, get licks, then go back the next day and do the same thing. Bush bath and wash out before school reopens. You miss that? Okay, you go, boy. I miss Miss Wesley. I miss Miss Wesley Hall School, Miss Campbell Block, and racing pencil in the drain by season. Oh, great. Good morning. I missed my parents taking care of me. Now I'm an adult and has to do everything myself. I also miss sharing one bed with my siblings. We used to always fight to sleep at the back of the bed because we were afraid of jumbies. I miss climbing the plum tree in the schoolyard, picking plums and pelting it at the teachers. Oh, Lord. Try that now today, let a teacher high for you. Good morning. I miss school holidays, bringing stones from the sea to put in the yard. Every trip you make, you take a dip in the sea. All children from Victoria in those days know about that. So you're pretending you're helping, but you're having your own fun. Good morning, Blossom. I miss Miss Clementina Flex Sweets. No, where's that one? I miss when Mommy telling the story in the moonlight. Oh, fun days, huh? Good morning.
Good morning.
What do you miss most about your childhood?
I miss standing up on a bridge and putting a paper boat on the top part and running on the bottom, me and my brother, to see who won't go in the race.
Which river was that?
I will not call names because you will start whistling and you will give me trouble during the day.
I pick up your voice long enough.
Oh, Lord, I was trying to hide the voice.
You can't hide from me. Can't hide from me.
And I hear somebody talk about blocks. We used to have a lady called Miss Katie. Miss Katie used to come all the way from Wyndham down to Constantine School, and she used to make some nice pink blocks for us.
Milk or Kool-Aid?
Milk. No Kool-Aid. That was a real thing in them days. No Kool-Aid thing. Miss Katie blocks was the best. Was a bomb. And they used to give us milk tea in a silver cup. And some of us used to say that tin cup, we want it in a white cup. You know the enamel white cup?
Right.
So you gotta get a little tin cup silver or you get a white cup. So we used to say how them the white cup, the enamel cup, galley, because you know sometimes it bounce and it scales. So we used to say that we don't want it in a galley cup.
I bet you want a galley cup now, though.
Girl, I wish I could get. But can you imagine? I go all in England and I see the plate and I buy two and come back with it.
Oh, you see? Watch you now.
Yes.
Child. Thank you very much.
Have a good one.
You too. Thank you, boss. Let me go back by the WhatsApp. I miss playing cricket in the road and all primary school games. Cricket in the road was fun, and then you had to pick up the wicket when a vehicle come in. You can't take them chance now, no? You ain't getting chance to play. What I miss are the games in the night, especially moonlight, going and washing the river, the grassy court in Mother Rose, and the nut sweetie from Miss, I can't remember her name, and going in GBSS with Miss Jarvis and the ministry organized festivals. I remember Miss Jarvis from Arts Festival in Shrewd. Oh, I like this topic, boy, bringing memories. Good morning.
Blossom, she could get the galley cup in Bargain House.
Oh, okay.
Bargain House, Salem Cup.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, see, you don't have to go in England to get a galley cup. You could get it at home, man, boss. I miss playing mommy and daddy, especially when I get to play mommy to beat them children. Yes, I used to play mommy and daddy too. What I miss most is the care from my mother, breaking golden apple on the ground, coming from school in the old church, taking moonlight walk with my two brothers, walking from Harford's village to Grenville. Great days, emptying the water so you can see my boyfriend. Good morning. A lot of tricks and to see them little boyfriends on them by the side of the road, man. Everybody had a trick. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
What do you miss most about your childhood?
Well, I miss the nice camaraderie that we have, and we used to keep each other secret, because on Fridays, when the principal gone and we waiting for lessons, we used to take a whole tin of biscuit, and we didn't tell you no, when the principal, nobody knew. So we eating it all. It was really fun.
Tea for the biscuits? Okay.
Yes.
Try it now, the police come for you.
No. We can't do that. And I miss when you see rain falling, we just walking in the gutters. We getting wet. When we reach home, we will get licks, but we didn't mind.
That was nice licks.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Doing things for fun to get licks after, knowing you'll get licks after, used to make it extra fun. Just breaking the rules was extra vibes. Let me check the Facebook. Somebody says, I miss picking up nice rosy mangoes from any tree I can find by the road, in people's yards, wherever. Now I have to pay $5 to $10 for 3 little half-green, half-ripe mango in a plastic bag. I also miss playing mommy and daddy with my cousins and close neighbors. Times have certainly changed. Now you have to pay for the mangoes we used to have at our women fancy. Good morning. Every Sunday our grandparents had us listening to a program from Radio Trinidad and Auntie Kay and Uncle Bob, while we will hear loud noise from the other kids in the beach, which we weren't living too far from. Good morning.
Yes, dear, good morning.
How are you?
Doing well, and how are you?
I'm not too bad myself.
Blossom, you know what I miss?
Tell me.
Getting 50 cents and a plate or a bowl, go up on the lands to Mr. Tillaway or Dada and buy 5 pounds of fish. Fish was 10 cents a pound.
Oui.
Yeah. So when you have 50 cents, you're getting 5 pounds of fish. Then when fish went to 15 cents, people quarrel their costs, they say all kind of things. I wonder if some of them have to buy it now, what I would say. I told that to a girl in Grenville recently. So she said, so I get 80 pounds of fish for 1 pound? She said, she can't believe that. I said, yes, you're getting, in my days, you'd get 80 pounds of fish for the $8 you're paying for the 1 pound.
You understand?
Sardine was what? 9 cents a tin? Corned beef was what? I think 50 cents at that time. You're getting quarter pound saltfish. You know, you're getting 4 cricks was penny. You're going to get 4 cricks and you buy penny cricks and you get a piece of cheese to eat with it. So you add another penny. You know, this sort of thing. I mean, there are a lot of memories of childhood that I think about and I reminisce and, you know, you laugh and so on. But I don't really miss them. What I miss is the cost of living that we had then and to now.
Right, I understand.
Yes, my dear.
Have a good one.
Okay, you too.
From 8 cents a pound to $8 or 10 cents a pound. You have people selling for $10 a pound, you know. But they have to sell it for $5 now. Let me go back by the Facebook. I miss getting up in the night and oh geez, urinate in the pail so loud that it wakes up everybody. If only we can one more time in the dance. If only we can one more time. Oh, great. Good morning. I miss hanging out with my brothers because there was a special spoon that everyone will fight to have. Sometimes you will have to hide it before anyone hold on to it to eat your food. I miss going to help pull the net and salting flying fish. Everybody had vibes in it. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm not too bad myself. What do you miss most about your childhood?
I used to go to Anglican School in Victoria, and there was a shop. The keeper name was Mr. Couple Charles. If you have a 10 cents, you know you had a lot of money because they used to sell like the cheese, 5 cents cheese. You get in like penny, as we used to say. You get in Crick's biscuit, and you still could get a bottle of ice water and still get back change, you know.
Exactly, and then getting change.
Yeah, so it was nice days.
I agree. Thank you. There's a comment on the WhatsApp as well that says, I miss going to Miss Katie's shop in Bellevue, St. David on lunchtime and buying 2 penny bread, a cent butter and 5 cents snow ice. 10 cents used to go a long way. Now you're barely seeing a 10 cent. Blessed morning, my days was going back to see if my grandma is okay also and laughing at them cheering different Chinese shoes. I'll show you one of the Chinese shoes now. I miss playing cricket in the road. My uncle had lots of fowls. He could have called me at any time and asked where everyone was laying. Let me see. What I miss most in the evening with Mr. Gray, hot leavened bread with cheese, the timetables after lunch, the fact that the teacher always skipped me because anyone he gives me, I knew it, the fun with my friends. I miss reading in front of class. I always have been a stellar reader. I'm not tooting my own horn, but beep beep. I've always been a stellar reader, and every time there was something to read, a passage or from the notebook, the miss would call me. I used to take fun in it because I used to read fluently while everybody else kind of picking the words. Oh, that was bomb. I've always loved reading. We have 2 more minutes. Let me see. I miss teeth and Miss Doll golden apples. Lord, poor Miss Doll, that lady had patience. We lamo children real make that lady see trouble. Miss Doll has in Tandal. Lost. Tandal used to sell some nice things in she shop. Let me see. I miss intercall in those days where school were more united despite competing until one intercall. I followed a country girl to Grenville, then had to walk half the way down until I got a ride. You see, girls just make all they do things. Good morning. We heading back in time when KFC closed down. The people will eat hard fall or yard fall. Good morning. School days were nice before we play spin top. Mommy and daddy also and go and thief people stinking too. What I miss long time, 3 pennies was a lot of money. Yeah, 3 pennies. Try it now. I miss pecan and Roscoe coconut. I miss going to school bare feet and going in the cane field and cut cane. I miss Good Friday, breaking an egg, put it in a glass of water to see what shape was. Sometimes a boat, a church, a plane. Don't know if children do this now. I remember that. We tried that 1 year. Somebody got a spider. I think it was my aunt. She got a spider and she was scared out of her mind. Because I can't remember what she said the spider meant. Good days, good days. The final comment that I'm going to read: I miss my school days at St. Andrew's Methodist School with Mr. Roberts and Sass and Mr. Cresswell O.R. Julian and his antics during history class. Let me take this final phone call. I like the memories. Good morning.
Yeah, I miss all the Nancy stories my Uncle Raymond used to tell us in the evening about Competi, Compesaya, Coco, Yaya, Laja, Bless, and the devil catching people.
Nancy stories. Thank you so much. Let me make sure I'm not missing. I miss hanging out. Yes, I read that one. Those childhood memories, hilarious. I agree. Miss the revolution because there are many activities for young people and hanging out on the block. Yes, I agree with that comment. The childhood memories are hilarious. That's so right. Thank you so much for participating in the topic of the day. Every day we're going to do this 7:15, a different topic every day to just relax our minds just a little bit. It's time to join the BBC for the 8 a.m. newscast. Thank you once again. Those of you leaving us, have a good, enjoyable day. Remember to continue practicing proper sneeze and cough etiquette. Remember to wash your hands regularly, hand sanitizers, and practice social distancing, especially with the new dispensation of lining up outside the stores before we get in. Remember, social distancing applies there as well. Have a good Tuesday, everybody. Enjoy the day. Let's join the BBC. Have a good one.
It's detox time again at Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. The festive season is over, so let's start 2020 looking and feeling like a boss with our many body cleansing options. Purchase detox products as low as $50. Purchase detox combo packs as low as $100. Receive 10% off on